then people might want to follow us and become part of our brands and businesses. The key thing we're missing is we are meant to be us. The power is within being ourselves. Every one of us has a why. I wear it proudly around my neck because your why, your purpose in life is your soul's fingerprint. Imagine there's an energy force around you and it's your soul with its fingerprint out there, and every time you walk into a room, you imprint your soul's fingerprint on everyone that you meet. Every conversation has your soul's fingerprint on it because it comes from here. It doesn't come from our head. The moment that we step into our head, we've lost it. We no longer are ourselves. We've lost it. We've become disconnected from ourselves. I'm in the media game in Australia, and media has a lot to answer for. They have tried to make us all like each other. They want us to believe that the cover of the magazine is a real person. Even the person on the cover of that celebrity magazine doesn't look like that. They're airbrushed and photoshopped. But so many of us strive when we look in the mirror to be more like that person. But when we do that, we unplug ourselves from ourselves. The power is within being yourself. Walking into a room with the double chin, with the scar, with the grey hair, with the funny walk, with the mummy belly. It's about being ourselves. When I walk into a room, my soul fingerprint has imprinted everyone that I meet. When I have a conversation, I speak from here. I don't speak from my head. I intuitively connect to that person's energy and I imprint me on them and them onto me. I'm not anybody but me, and I don't want to be. For many years, I'm Indian. I was born in Thailand and grew up in Australia. For many, many years, I was told by my family, you're just an Indian girl. What would you know? Who are you to speak up? Just shh. Let your brother do the talking. He's the funny one. At the age of 11, I was betrothed to a man 9 years older than me. My life had been dictated and spelt out for me, and I was supposed to just sit in the corner, be quiet, and do as I was told. But my soul was dying to get out there. I knew that I was more. I was told I was an introvert. Do I look very introverted to you?
I know.
Have you ever been told you're something and your whole body goes, ooh, that's not me? Yeah. Listen to that. That is your purpose, your why, your soul bursting to get out of you. Find your tribe. Find your pack of people who are meant to be there to support you and help you shine and lift you up. If you have people in your life who don't get you, who keep saying, who are you to be on stage in India? You have a year 11 report card. You didn't even finish. You're not graduated in anything. You have no certificates, no formalities. Who are you to speak on an international stage? Who am I not to? Who are you not to? Who are you not to? Speak your truth, to put your soul's fingerprint on everyone and everything you touch. I had no magazine experience, zero. I come from the spa and management background in Thailand and the Middle East, where we travelled with our family. My husband's up the back, and I'm so honoured that we get to travel and work together in our business. We have 2 boys, and we adopted our beautiful daughter from India when she was 6 days old. She's now 15 in the hotel room, probably watching Netflix on my iPad. I was told I couldn't have any more children after we had our boys. We underway. Never let anyone ever tell you you can't. If you have people in your life that are saying that to you, defriend them. Then go and find the people who say you can, and let me show you the way. You and your soul have a journey. They have a path that must be followed. Your why must be heard. Don't let anyone ever tell you you are not enough. You can't do it. Find a way. The power is all within you, being yourself. That is what we all want from each and every one of you at this conference. Don't compare to the speaker before you or after you. You show up and you just do you.
All the time.
2 minutes. You think about the things that are going on in your life right now. Are there things you're frustrated with? Are there conversations? Are there barriers that you're hitting and you're getting nowhere? Ask yourself, are you meant to be in that situation? If it's not happening easily, it's not meant to be. That's a difficult conversation to have sometimes, but we need to have it. Because life is actually meant to be easy. When we are being ourselves, life flows. We are actually meant to have an easy, happy life. It's not meant to be hard, and if it's hard, it's because you're going the wrong way up the river. Without a paddle, and there's crocodiles. Have those in Australia, alligators. You're not actually meant to be doing that. You shouldn't be putting spot fires out all the time in your life. You should be waking up to emails saying, Shah, I'd like you to speak for our cruise ship. I speak for P&O Cruises. I get invited to speak all over the world to audiences that get me, that want my soul's fingerprint imparted on their audience. I don't speak for corporate rooms. It's not my market. Half the room, when I speak in a corporate audience, want to quit their job because they've realised they're not living their why. They're not living their truth. They're working in a job that they hate and getting a paycheck at the end of the day that doesn't make them feel good. Find your place. The power is all when you are being yourself. Thank you all very much.
Thank you for your speech, ma'am. Now we have Meenu Chopra. Please come.
A small note. I know this can't carry my whole life, but yes, I'll try my level best to just, give you a gist of whatever I have been achieving so far, whatever I have been doing so far. So good afternoon, everyone, once again. Good afternoon. And it was a lovely session by you, ma'am. Beautiful. Okay. So my name is Meenu Chopra, and I'm the founder of Ask Manu. Now, Manu is my nickname. So I just wanted to, after spending almost more than 25 years in the corporate world, and one day I was just sitting alone, and I just thought, what exactly I'm doing in my life? Am I here on this earth to serve people on behalf of someone else? Or am I here on this earth to serve people on behalf of myself? My own self, my own identity, right? So that day I actually tried, to introspect my own strengths, my belief system, my aim, my goal, my aspirations. So that day I just, realized the fact that why can't I do something, compiling all my skills, my knowledge, my expertise, whatever experience I have gained so far in these many years, Why can't I just help people to come out of their inner fears, inhibitions, their own, just to create their self-identity as I have done. When you can actually work for others, why can't you work for yourself and be your own boss? As ma'am said, if somebody tells you that you can't do this thing, just tell them on their face that yes, I am the person who can actually do this job to the best possible manner as compared to anyone else. So that's what I did in my life. I started this venture almost more than 10 years back. I was still working in a university as a dean that time, and I wanted to do something on my own. So that's why I started this venture wherein I wanted to actually, tell people, if you have dreams, follow it with whole heart, wholeheartedly, with a focus, with an ambition. So first and foremost, whenever I actually, the topic of today is very close to my heart, first of all. And let me tell you how. Whenever I conduct sessions for specifically women and for individuals and for youngsters, I always ask them for one question, which is a very basic question. Who are you? And you won't believe, when I ask this question to the forum, there's a complete silence, the way it is right now. Okay? Because if you are asked, people, tell us about this person, that person, another person, it is very easy to describe. You can always tell the strengths and attributes, the features, the looks, whatever you can observe about the other person. But the most difficult question to answer is, who are you yourself? And unless until you are aware of yourself, कि आप कौन हैं? Sorry, I'm using Hindi. आप कौन है means, who are you? Who am I? Okay? If you are able to answer this simple question, then you can actually do anything in life. When I say, who are you a thinker who keeps on just thinking and just thinking, overthinking, again thinking, and doing nothing about it? Are you a dreamer? You have a lot of dreams, okay, but you haven't done anything about it. Are you a performer or a doer? That's the third category, okay. So finally, if you have thought about something, you have an ambition in life, you have a goal set for yourself, but you have started something, you have taken action. So that is the category of a performer or a doer. But that does not suffice the purpose here also. The person has to be what the person has to be? Achiever. Who said this? Beautiful. Can we clap for this gentleman? Because he is my son. So only he can understand me very well. Okay, thank you so much for the answer. So finally, what all of us are supposed to be in life is achiever. Not just thinker, not just dreamer, not just the performer. We have to be the achiever. Because unless until you are achieving the output, the end result, you are not good at anything. So today also, if in case all of us are going to share something with all of you, unless until we have, made it possible that the message is clear to the audience, to the forum, and the message is, hitting here, not here. It should touch your soul, your heart. Then only you are an achiever. You have actually achieved something, right? Another thing which I always ask them, if you are an achiever, what are your goals? What is the timeline? What are the milestones which you are supposed to achieve? Because that's very important. And if in case you have some dream, anything whatsoever, you want to become a dancer, you want to become a teacher, you want to learn driving for yourself, or you want to just get married and be happy in life. But are you ready for it? That's another question. Are you ready for it? Because that's very important. We think a lot. We always think, I want to become this, that, but we are not ready. When I say ready, that means mentally, emotionally. And these days, if you are aware of the concept called emotional intelligence, that is far, far more important than, the intelligence quotient. If a person is not emotionally intelligent, he or she will not be able to have good relationship with others. He or she will not be an empathetic person. He or she will not be able to empathize with others. So when I say, are you ready? That means you have to be ready emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually as well. Because your soul should also be involved in whatever you are doing. If your soul is not connected, then also you will be doing the things half-heartedly. Okay? Then another question is very important which is based on this topic, power of being yourself. If I ask the audience, who is your enemy? Who is your enemy?
Yourself.
You yourself. The first enemy, the biggest enemy of a person is we ourselves. I, myself. Because we used to procrastinate a lot. I can do, I could have done, I would have been on a better place if. So there is a big if in the center of life. You know, if my parents would have had a lot of money, you know, I would have also been a very wealthy person. So there is a big if. That if you have to remove yourself. You have to overcome it. No one in this life will provide you that platform where you can actually excel in life. It is you, only you, who can actually achieve success by your own inputs, by your own efforts. So the first enemy is you yourself. Okay? And the second enemy, second biggest enemy, who is the second biggest enemy of a person? Any idea? People around you and
You're influencing people, I mean the ones who are very, very close to you.
yes, but what is the biggest hindrance? The people around you, their opinions. Beautiful. Can we actually clap for this beautiful lady with us? Opinion of others. Biggest enemy, more than yourself. Because you know, when we actually lend our ears to everyone around us, like ma'am said, if somebody tells you you can't do this, just forget about it. Be deaf to them. You should not be able to hear them. Okay? Have you heard about a bird called bumblebee? Yeah? A bumblebee has very small wings. Okay? So as per the aerodynamics theory, the aeroplane on which this theory is based out, the aircraft and the aeroplane can only fly if the wings are bigger than the body of the craft. But the bumblebee has a very small wings as compared to its body, right? But still it could fly high. Why it is so? Why it is so?
Because they believe in themselves.
Yes, because she does not know about her weaknesses. She does not know that she has got a smaller wings and she cannot fly. So you should be deaf about opinion of others. Just remain deaf. Do not just think what people will say you, what people will tell you. That's very important. Because half of our society are full of negative people. And that's a sad news. Because people who are not able to achieve their own goals, yeah, I'm just, I can understand, I'll not take much of time, so I'm compiling. Yes. You know, I was trying to be deaf to whatever. Okay, so, you know, I mean, it's very important that you should be aware, and all those people who have not achieved anything big in their life, they are the people who are the opinion makers. And we should not be focusing on these people. And the last and the most important is that unless until you are leaving your comfort zone and, you know, stepping ahead from your comfort zone, it can be anything. Okay, it can be anything. Your house, your parents, your family, your existing job, present job, current job, whatever is your comfort zone, we come out of it. Unless until you are taking risk in life, you will not be able to actually prove yourself as being yourself. Why? Because everyone is different. Everyone is a unique creature of God. So if in case you want to do something different, please, please, please leave your comfort zone and be yourself. Thank you.
Thank you
And now we have Charu Malhotra. Please come forward. Sorry, I didn't recognize you.
Hi everyone. Hi Samantha. Hi. The power of being yourself. This topic is very, very personal to me, and I think it's very personal to all of us because we have been conditioned for the past many, many years to not to be ourselves, but to be like everyone else. To constantly compare ourselves to everyone else, and that disconnection from ourselves creates a lot of negative feelings, self-doubt, hate, jealousy, anger, frustration, and that is the main cause of the disease in the world, because we are disconnected, we don't know who we are. And the most powerful question you can ask yourself is, who am I? So can you please honestly raise your arm if you actually ask yourself and worked out for yourself, who are you? Yes. Yes. Can you say yes?
Yes!
Amazing, yes. Because that is, it's the basic thing for every one of us. And, they don't teach us at school, who are we? In the first year at school, I believe, the teacher should teach us who we actually are. What are our powers, what are our abilities, what are we good at? Who are we? And we don't get that. We just learn all this external information that we don't actually need. And we don't realize that everything we need to know is here. It's within us. We have inner wisdom. And we are so much more than we have been taught to be. We were conditioned by society, by social media, by entertainment, by TV. But everyone around us, who we are not. But we are not taught who we are deep within inside. And we are so much more than just these five senses that we were taught for many, many hundreds of years. We are not only what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we taste. We are so much more than that. And yeah, that's it. And if you believe in that, can you please raise your arm?
Yes.
Say yes.
Yes.
That's it. We have so much more potential than we are conditioned to have. We are very powerful creatures. We are super powerful creators. We are 100% responsible for our reality. And if we don't believe in ourselves, because our world's biggest disease, I think, is that I am not enough. A lot of people, we have so many self-doubts, negative thoughts. Can you relate to that?
Yes.
Every single day, these negative thoughts creep into our mind and bring us down, make us feel small, make us feel who we are not. When you're a child, you're not scared of anything. You feel less because you believe in yourself. You know who you truly are. Then as you grow up, you become conditioned by everyone else's opinions. Opinions so bad. So I want to give you this very powerful 3 steps. How can you believe in yourself? How can you truly be yourself? And the first step is to truly work out who you are. What do you stand for? What is important for you? And what a lot of people don't understand or don't know actually is that this knowledge is not coming from our heads, but it's coming from here, from our heart, from our inner wisdom. But how do we listen to that inner voice?
Meditation.
Yeah, meditation is one of the tools that can actually teach us how to connect to our inner power, inner self. Because it's not what we think, but what we feel. Basically, that is who we truly are. And we cannot work it out if we are not able to switch off our brains. Because that's another addiction of ours, thinking of daydreaming, fantasizing, which is usually driven by fear and competition. Because we were driven, taught by world again to compete with each other. They told us that nature is about competition. That's how we grow. But it couldn't be any further from the truth. Because we should collaborate with each other. That's how we become stronger, when we connected, when we love ourselves, when we don't have these negative feelings within ourselves towards others. So learning how to switch off your mind is the first step, actually, for anyone to work out who you truly are. Because then you can listen to your inner wisdom. you don't have this chatter in your head from outside of the world telling you all this information that you don't actually need. Because you already know everything you need to know.
Indeed.
That's it. Yeah. So first thing that you can do, if you have never done it before, if all you did before is to write down what you were thinking about yourself, that is not your true potential. Because you have to quiet your mind completely, switch it off, take a deep breath in, and just listen to whatever comes in. And that is coming from your higher self, from the true source. And that is the true power. That is the true potential of who you truly are. And the second step is actually it's an ancient wisdom. Because we are not only five senses, we have so much more than that. And this second step is actually one of our senses that we were not conditioned to believe that we have. But we use it on every single day basis, majority of the time, without even realizing that this is our sense. We use it to make decisions. We use it to have this self-discipline about ourselves going for our goal. And that sense is called willpower. So when you work out who you truly are from deep within, from your heart, from that inner fire within you, then you can use your willpower, which is connected to the courage as well, because willpower is the courage of being yourself, to follow your true path. Because you have the only way that we should only follow is our own true path that is here within us, that is telling us who we're supposed to be. And then we can use willpower to not to get distracted by opinion of others, conditioning, TVs, other people. We should use the willpower, this inner muscle that we have within us, to follow and stay on our path to our full potential. And the third step that I think is the most important one, and that is another one that we actually have forgotten about. And we don't use on an everyday basis. That's why around us, when we look around us, do you think the world is in a good state? No. There's so much conflict, there is so much pain and suffering around us. And only because we are not connecting with our true, most powerful emotion, which is gratitude. Can anyone of you tell me what is gratitude? What is your definition of gratitude?
Be thankful for what you are. We are in the present moment.
Yes.
Thankful to I think it goes a bit deeper. Me personally,
Yes.
from my experience, I realised quite early on in my recovery that in order to be grateful for what I have, I used to be what I have got, then I had to be grateful by definition for everything that happened before me and to me up to that point. Because it all served to make this
Yeah.
beautiful specimen.
That's it. Yes. Any more ideas? What is gratitude?
For me, it's like what I think till now I was working on me and my surroundings. But from a few days or maybe you can say months, I'm thinking to serve others because there's so much going on around the world. It's hurting me here. So I'm thinking to change. And I don't know how to change, but I will.
That's it.
I will.
Go deep within.
I will. I don't know how, but I will do it.
Yeah, you've got the answers.
That's it, yes. You know, gratitude. If we are conditioned to, because our brains and our bodies are highly addicted to preserve the energy, so we must be addicted to negative emotions and hate, anger, jealousy, and frustration. And because we don't practice gratitude on an everyday basis, and gratitude is a feeling, it's not a thought. And a lot of people don't understand that, you know, it's not about writing down what I'm grateful for. It's not about thinking what I'm grateful for, but it's about feeling, connecting with
please come.
Good morning, everyone. So much full of energy and so many great and inspiring people showing their energy. And it's the best thing when you have three speakers before you and they said everything and they left anything for you. I'll be putting that best example in front of you.
So is my voice audible? Yes. Or should I come to the phone?
So, if you have heard about this, what I'm speaking now, just raise your hands. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living somebody else's life.
Yeah.
Can you quote the man behind it? Steve Jobs, absolutely. It is Steve Jobs. So, have you ever thought what would have happened to Steve Jobs if he would not have followed his passion, would not have been himself? We could not have any Steve Jobs. We could not have the great speech called as Connecting the Dots and such great quotation from great leaders. Authenticity and being yourself to what you are at the core defines your life. It creates your life and a meaningful life, which is full of happiness, full of joy. I keep this session very open because I feel it's more like an open platform where I would like to share my own life experiences around it. And because I've already mentioned that the beautiful ladies have already stolen the show. Okay, so we've been talking about authenticity. So by the time we talk about power of being yourself, power of being what we are, for me it means your true authentic identity, what we are actually. There have been times in everybody's life, in our life, where we have been very disconnected, we have been very demotivating. We are capable of doing everything, we are confident, we have strategies, we have plans in place, but still we have disappointment. Any particular reason for that? The only reason I can quote now is you might not be authentic to yourself. If you had been authentic to yourself, trust me, the whole universe would conspire you to get something you want. That's the power of being yourself. Now, I talk about something which comes to us when we are born. Okay, this power to change the world, to make a difference, to create a difference, or do something which is very unique and this is coming from inside. This is not being routed via GPS. This is something you born with. What happened to this feeling after years? We come under influence of maybe our parents, maybe the near one society opinions, everything we talked about. But what happened to this? I believe this feeling of being powerful, of being yourself, is being eradicated way before, in our early ages, just to fit into a group called as society. I'll give you my own example that might not be very inspiring because today we have a lot of case studies, white papers and great leaders around. We can touch upon the case studies of being yourself. Like yesterday I had a session, Cher was also there. We were there talking about passions and purpose, life, passion and purpose. And then I mentioned about Sanders, who is the owner of KFC, who started his passion late in his 60 years, when he was in 60 years. So what if he would not have been himself? What if Bill Gates would not have found himself into computers? What if Ashoka could not find himself into Buddhism? And what if you yourself could not find your identity and your authentic self? I was just going through YouTube some time back and I found a video where two persons were discussing something, and though the idea was not all into what you can say authentic self and being yourself, but they mentioned very great thing. I would like to quote that. So in case you as an individual, because we all are human beings, we all are living beings, in case you as an individual fail to be yourself in your life, which has been given by God, there's dent in universe. There is a dent in universe. And in case you find your true self and be what you are, then there are angels dancing in the universe. Okay? And I don't know how much this is true, but this really inspired me a lot. In case you be yourself. We talked about society, opinions and everything. Have you ever thought if you be yourself, everybody else is already been taken? We talk that to be ourselves being deaf and don't listen to the opinions which don't matter to us. That's actually very true. But the best thing is, you create your own identity. Your identity could be driven by your passion, your purpose, and that is where it ignites and leave legacy for the people coming behind you. Does anybody believe in it? Thank you so much. I'll tell you my example, which I was just about to mention. So by the time I was in class 5th, so grade 5th I'm talking about, I happens to be very timid girl. Eggs are broken in class, okay, I'm being blamed for that. Anybody did anything, they just put some glue in teacher's that chair, I'm being blamed for it. I was that timid, I could not even tell anybody, hey, I didn't do it. I'm not responsible for it. Every single day I used to get criticized a lot. That timid. Can you believe that today I'm speaking in front of you, all the inspiring people, and I'm addressing and being at such a great platform, what it would have been, it for me, just like it me. So at that point of moment, because I was totally isolated, I was disconnected, and I was not what I happens to be myself, I decided that whatever I'll be doing in my life, I'll at least stand for myself. I'll at least be there for myself. My teacher asked everybody, so it was my principal who came and she asked everybody in the room, a group of 40 people, students, what is your aim in your life? People came, hey, I want to be doctor, I want to be engineer, I want to be astronaut, A, B, Z, Y. By the time my turn came, I said, I just want to pass my class 5th. That was my aim. So see, the student without an aim and then how it mattered. I just decided to be there eradicating all the problems of my life. The biggest problem I could figure out was that I just need to be myself. I have a viewpoint and I want people out there to listen to me, to believe in me, and to understand that I am as much as human they are. I haven't aspired of being the CEO of the companies and having a worth of $1 million. Never ever in my life. Trust me, if I would have thought of that, I could have done it. Now I feel that I have that potential. I've always felt myself as a people person. My dream was, sometime back, I had a dream that I would like to connect I would want to have friends in every country in the world. I'm successful in that. I just wanted to be there as somebody you can call your friend on the personal side, and in the professional side I wanted to be somebody who is that much capable that any business deal is there and they call me and I'm able to close it. I just wanted to have that kind of potential and the kind of confidence in me. I believed in it, I believed in myself, and thanks to God, with all God's grace, I have accomplished that. If people from my past, my school would listen to my story, and if anybody amongst them would have been here, they won't ever imagine that it's me talking. And it's me, the girl who gone international, been to more than 20 plus countries, and today, in fact, whenever major business deals happens, I'm in part of it. So, yeah, so I would again like to repeat that, your time is limited. Don't waste in living somebody else's life. Thank you so much.